Time for my sharing on Time Science Almanac. My book is called Time Science Almanac by Time for Kids. It's divided into several chapters, the first being Scientific Concepts. Humans, animals, technology, Earth, and space. In the chapter on force and motion, we learn about Sir Isaac Newton. Here's some facts about his life. We learn about his laws on motion and gravity. Matter, mass, force, inertia, all fascinating. We learn about protons, neutrons, and electrons. There we go. We can see one of the excellent illustrations. The electrons going round the protons and the neutrons. Also, we learn about the history of the atom. Seems quite complicated, but if you can read quite well, there's a lot in there. If it bores you, you can always miss it out. It's good to learn about the human body as well. Bones, muscles, and eyes. We can learn about how our blood flows. And the way our heart works. How do we breathe? How do we recover from exercise? Also, we can learn about diseases and cures. How do vaccines work? Remember, we heard a lot about vaccines during COVID-19. Which diseases are preventable? Is that measles? The animal kingdom is one of the 6 kingdoms of life. There we go. Others are plants, fungi, bacteria, and more. Some animals have an internal skeleton. They're called vertebrates. Some can regulate their temperature, making them warm-blooded. Then there are different types of vertebrates. Amphibians, birds, reptiles, mammals, and fish. And there's lots of invertebrates. So many I haven't heard of. Some animals look alike. Can you tell a leopard from a cheetah? Can you tell a dolphin from a porpoise? There are also some very dangerous animals. We all know about snakes, and the black mamba is deadly from eastern Africa, and crocodiles who can kill their prey by drowning them. What's interesting is the Earth, our weather and climate. But what affects our weather? Why is it hot in the city but cool by the water? And what is a cold front? We hear about it during weather forecasts. But what is it exactly? How do we predict the weather? What do we actually do? And how accurate is it? And then we move on to plants. Plants create energy to grow, turning sunlight into energy, and feed animals. So, after that, animals get energy from the food they eat. Some plants are also meat eaters, and others are even predators. See the Venus flytrap that catches flies? Other ones dissolve animals in the fluid on their leaves. Now technology. We need to find renewable sources of energy, and soon. Water and sunlight seem to be the most likely. Do we know when certain things were invented? Common items like the telephone, the typewriter, sewing machine, all invented in the 19th century. And how recently was bubble wrap invented? Which ones do we take for granted as well? What exactly is the sun? Do we know? Is it gases, solids, and how hot is it? And what exactly is a solar eclipse? Have you ever seen a solar eclipse? Also the solar system. How many planets are there and how close are they to the sun? Which are the smallest? Which are the biggest? I think this book is best used as a reference book. You can look for the topic you want, say space, then find the theme you want, the solar system, which means you can just pick out the parts that interest you. So I recommend Time Science Almanac. It's easy to read and has great illustrations. Thanks for listening to my sharing.